We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
They go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Hey, echo.
They go play action now. Lawrence, he'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 68 yards. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
Etienne will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they drew it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take possession as they got it at the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On first down, Lawrence. He sets to fire deep. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 57 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive...
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 25-yard line. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
They'll drop to throw. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen, get caught for the penalty.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He finds his man. That's Sweeney. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in, and he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Rams are back within a score. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
On the ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey,
on play action, Lawrence. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he is going to have a Rams first down, and he's going to have it by plenty, able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to light, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll look to throw again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. Hands it off out of the gun. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier to shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Let's go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Pardon, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
They'll set up to throw. They're going for Hammer, but this is intercepted. And the Jaguars will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. The Jaguars at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now back to throw. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, Charlie! Coaching Bill!
Straight ahead, ETN. And some room to run now. There he goes, left side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He'll look to throw. It's Miller, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. Back to throw. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Let's go now.
They'll throw now on the final play. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Finding room at midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 31-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here's another interception. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Ready. Number 1. Kill.
And they'll go again with Etienne. And he powers his way up past the 30. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hey, stand on. Let's go.
A give to Etienne running right.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same. Here's Logan Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
He'll go up top here for Hamler. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Taking it about the 16. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe?
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st.
Block it, block it. Opposite.
A give running right, ETN.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
153 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On second down, ETN once more. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Here's a give to ETN. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. A bold play call there on 3rd down, and they almost picked it up.
They almost got there, as you just noted. Brings up 4th and inches. And you know what I'm a big advocate of if you're going to go for it here, and I think that they should? Quarterback sneak. Pick up the first down, get a fresh set, and then go for the end zone.
Probably helps your confidence level on those 4th down sneaks to have a quarterback as tall as he is.
Yeah, you're talking about being able to extend at the end to make sure the ball gets to the first down marker. But also, he has to be able to drop his hips and get down behind that offensive line in order to move forward. Because if he just runs it straight up and down, you and I both know that they'll snap him backwards. Well done there, well executed.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the...
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne scampering home from 19 yards out.
And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch.
And my goodness, another interception. Take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, and these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT in return for 6.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be...
And they're going to get him. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
On the right side, this is Miller. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Extra point by Sly is up and good
as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
Fields this way up at the 17. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made.
And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning. And they'll run with ETN.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Andre Cisco.
A solid stiff arm.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Patterson now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He'll drop to throw. And now here's another interception.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Extra point try now for Patterson.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Jags come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game